Most people think that becoming rich means you have to stop spending, live like a miser, and count every rupee before buying anything. But Ramit Sethi says that's not true at all. His idea of being rich is not about being cheap. It's about being smart with your money. It's about knowing exactly where your money goes and making sure it's working for you, not against you. He says most of us work hard to earn money, but we never learn how to manage it. We keep chasing more income, but don't realize that even a small salary, when handled wisely, can build a truly rich life. This book, I Will Teach You to Be Rich, is not about giving up coffee or never eating out. It's about creating a system where you can enjoy all that without guilt. Ramit believes a rich life looks different for everyone. For some people, it means traveling the world. For others, it means spending more time with family, or buying something they truly love without thinking twice. The main idea is you should control your money, not let money control you. He explains that being cheap is when you try to save money on everything, even things that make you happy. But being smart is when you choose to spend happily on what you love and cut out the things that don't really matter. For example, if you love eating out with friends, you don't have to stop that. But you can cancel the subscriptions or habits that add no real value to your life. Ramit's method is about balance. Spend wisely, save automatically, invest early, and still live fully. He wants you to feel confident about your money, not guilty or afraid. He teaches you how to plan your finances so that you can build wealth quietly in the background while you live a happy and free life. So, this book is not about becoming rich by pinching pennies. It's about learning how to handle money with intelligence and purpose. Ramit says clearly, you can't cut your way to wealth, you have to grow it. When you understand money, you stop worrying about every little expense and start focusing on building the life you truly want. That's what being rich really means. Chapter 1. Change Your Money Mindset. Ramit Sethi begins by saying that the biggest reason people struggle with money is not lack of income, it's their mindset. From childhood, many of us hear negative things like money is evil, rich people are greedy, or talking about money is rude. So we grow up feeling scared or guilty about money. We work hard for it, but we never learn how to manage it with confidence. Ramit says, your mindset decides your wealth. If you think money is something to fear or avoid, it will always control you. But if you see money as a tool for freedom, you start making smart choices. Money itself is neutral. It only does what you tell it to do. When you manage it wisely, it gives you peace, choices, and control over your life. He reminds us that being rich is not about showing off. It's about living on your own terms. A rich mindset means asking, how can I make my money work for me? Instead of, why don't I ever have enough? It's about planning instead of panicking. Ramit encourages readers to drop the victim attitude. Stop saying, I'm bad with money, or I'll never be rich. These are just excuses that block your growth. The truth is, anyone can learn to handle money better with small, consistent steps. He also explains that a rich mindset focuses on growth, not guilt. Don't feel bad for wanting more money. Use that desire as motivation to create a better future. Start seeing money as a friend that helps you achieve your dreams, not an enemy that causes stress. When you change your thoughts about money, your habits automatically begin to change. You save more, spend consciously, and invest with confidence. That's how financial peace begins, not with a bigger salary, but with a better mindset.
Chapter 2. The Power of Early Action. Ramit Sethi strongly believes that time is your biggest financial advantage. He says, if you start managing and investing your money early, even with a small amount, it can grow into something massive over the years. The magic behind this is called compound growth. It means your money doesn't just grow once, it keeps growing on top of its own growth. He gives a simple example. If you start investing 1000 rupees every month in your 20s, by the time you reach 40 or 50, that money could turn into lakhs, even crores, because of compounding. But if you wait till your 30s or 40s to start, you lose those precious years where your money could have quietly grown for you. Ramit says most people delay saving because they think, I'll start when I earn more. But that's the biggest mistake. He reminds us, you don't get rich by waiting. You get rich by starting early. Even small, consistent steps taken today matter more than big plans made someday. He also explains that early action gives you peace of mind. When your finances are set in motion early, you don't have to stress later. You can enjoy life without fear of the future because your money is already working for you. Ramit's advice is simple. Start now, start small, but start. Don't wait for the perfect time. Whether you are saving 500 rupees or 5000 rupees, what matters most is consistency. The earlier you begin, the more freedom and choices you'll have later in life. In short, the key lesson here is money grows with time, not with luck. The sooner you act, the sooner you build your rich and stress-free life.
Chapter 3. Automate your finances. Ramit Sethi says, one of the smartest ways to manage money is to remove stress and emotions from it. And the best way to do that is through automation. Most people try to save or invest manually every month, but they often forget, delay, or end up spending that money somewhere else. Ramit's idea is simple. Don't depend on willpower. Depend on systems. He explains that when you automate your money, everything happens on its own. The moment your salary comes in, it gets divided automatically. A part goes to savings, a part to investments, and another to your regular expenses and bills. You don't have to think or remember anything. This makes managing money effortless and consistent. Ramit says, automation is like hiring a smart assistant for your money. Once you set it up, it quietly works in the background while you live your life. You can enjoy your money guilt-free, knowing that your financial goals are already being taken care of. He gives a simple plan. First, your salary goes into your main bank account. From there, set automatic transfers, one to your savings account, one to your investment account, and one for bills and daily expenses. You can even automate credit card payments to avoid late fees. This way, you never forget to save, and you never have to stress about managing multiple things every month. The system handles it all. Ramit reminds us that rich people don't work harder on money, they work smarter. They design systems that protect their time and energy. Once you automate your finances, you free your mind from the daily tension of money management. In short, automation makes money management simple, smart, and stress-free. It's not about controlling every rupee. It's about creating a system that controls it for you. Chapter 4. Conquer credit cards. Ramit Sethi says very clearly, credit cards are not the enemy, bad habits are. Many people fear using credit cards because they've seen others fall into debt. But Ramit explains that when used wisely, a credit card can actually become one of your best financial tools. It can help you build a strong credit score, earn rewards, and make your financial life more convenient. He says the real problem starts when people use credit cards without discipline. They swipe for everything, delay payments, and slowly fall into a trap of growing debt. The interest rates on credit cards are very high, so even a small, unpaid amount can become a big burden over time. That's why Ramit's golden rule is simple. Always pay your full bill on time every month. When you pay on time and in full, you don't pay any interest at all. You get all the benefits without the pain. You also build a strong credit history, which helps you in the future when you apply for loans, rent an apartment, or even get better job opportunities in some cases. Ramit also says you can use credit cards smartly to earn free rewards, cash back, or travel points, but only if you manage them responsibly. Never spend more just to earn points. Spend normally, but let your credit card give you small extra benefits for what you already buy. He advises keeping only 1 or 2 credit cards that suit your lifestyle and tracking your spending regularly. You should always know how much you owe before the bill comes. Ramit's approach is practical.
Use credit cards like a tool, not like free money. When handled with discipline, they can make your financial life easier and even save you money. But when ignored or misused, they can trap you in stress and debt. So his message is simple. Don't fear credit cards. Master them. Use them smartly, pay on time, and let them help you build a stronger, more confident financial future.
Chapter 5. The Importance of Bank Accounts. Ramit Sethi says that if you want to build a strong financial system, it all starts with choosing the right bank accounts. Your bank setup is like the foundation of your money house. If it's weak or messy, the whole system becomes confusing and stressful. But if it's clean and smart, your money flows smoothly and works for you automatically. He explains that most people open any random bank account just because it's convenient or close to home, but they don't realize that many banks charge hidden fees, give low interest rates, and make it hard to manage money online. Ramit's advice is to be very intentional about where your money lives. He suggests using separate accounts for different purposes. For example, one account for income and expenses, one for savings, and another for investments. This makes it easy to see where your money goes every month and prevents confusion. When you divide your money clearly, you can manage it better without mixing everything together. Ramit also says you should look for banks that make your life easier, not harder. Choose accounts with good interest rates on savings, no or very low hidden charges, easy online and mobile banking options, quick customer service. He even suggests keeping an emergency fund in a high-interest savings account, money that you don't touch unless absolutely necessary. This gives you financial security and peace of mind. According to Ramit, your bank accounts are not just storage, they're tools for automation. Once you have the right accounts, you can easily set up automatic transfers for savings, investments, and bills. This ensures your money is always being handled in the right direction without your daily involvement. So, his message is clear. Your bank setup decides your money flow. Choose wisely, stay organized, and make sure your money is working for you, not getting eaten up by fees or confusion. The right banking system makes you feel in control, calm, and confident about your finances.
Chapter 6. Spend consciously, not emotionally. Ramit Sethi introduces one of his most powerful ideas, conscious spending. He says most people don't know where their money goes. They spend without thinking, a coffee here, a new gadget there, and by the end of the month they wonder, where did all my salary go? Ramit's goal is to change that by teaching you to spend with awareness and purpose. He says money should make you happy, not guilty. That's why conscious spending is not about cutting everything or feeling bad for enjoying life. It's about choosing what truly matters to you and spending freely on that, while cutting down ruthlessly on the things that don't add value. For example, if you love traveling, spend happily on it. But if you don't care about expensive clothes or the latest phone, stop wasting money there. When you spend consciously, every rupee brings you satisfaction instead of regret. You don't feel trapped or confused because you know where your money is going and why. Ramit also says that emotional spending, like shopping when you're sad or stressed, is a trap. It gives you a quick thrill, but later leads to guilt and financial stress. To avoid this, he suggests tracking your spending for a few weeks. Once you see the pattern, you'll understand what's truly important and what's just impulse. He calls this process creating your conscious spending plan. It's not a strict budget that makes you feel restricted. It's a personal guide that helps you use money for things that genuinely improve your life. You plan your fund money, savings, investments, and bills in a balanced way, so you can enjoy life and build wealth at the same time. Ramit's idea is simple and freeing. Don't feel bad about spending. Just make sure your spending reflects your priorities. When you align your money with what you love, you'll feel more control, more joy, and less guilt. In short, conscious spending means you're the master of your money, not its servant. You decide what's worth your time and money, and that's how you create a truly rich life. Chapter 7. Crush Debt Step by Step. Ramit Sethi says that debt is one of the biggest blocks to living a rich and peaceful life. It's like carrying a heavy backpack everywhere you go. You can move, but never freely. That's why his goal is not just to manage debt, but to completely crush it, one step at a time. He explains that the first step is to face your debt honestly. Most people avoid looking at how much they owe because it feels scary or shameful, but ignoring it only makes it worse. Ramit says, write it all down. Make a list of every loan, credit card, or EMI you have, along with the total amount and interest rate. When you see it clearly, you take back control. Once you know what you owe, the next step is to attack high-interest debt first, like credit cards or personal loans. These grow the fastest and drain your money silently. Pay minimums on the others while focusing extra payments on the one with the highest interest rate. This way, you slowly reduce the biggest burden first. Ramit also says, celebrate small wins. Every time you pay off one debt, no matter how small, you're building momentum. It gives you motivation to keep going. Over time, this steady progress adds up, and you start to feel lighter, more confident, and in control. He reminds us that getting out of debt is not just about numbers, it's about freedom. It's about removing that constant worry from your mind and giving yourself space to plan your future. Once your debts are gone, you can use that same money you were using to pay debts and redirect it toward your investments or emergency savings. That way, you build your financial strength quickly. His message is simple and strong. Don't let debt control you. Control your debt. You may not clear everything overnight, but step by step, with a plan and discipline, you can completely free yourself from financial pressure. That's how you move from survival to peace, and from peace to wealth.
Chapter 8. Save for big goals automatically. Ramit Sethi says that saving money should never feel like a burden or punishment. It should feel like a natural and easy part of your life. That's why he teaches a very smart strategy: save automatically for your big goals. Whether it's a dream vacation, buying a house, or planning your marriage, you can make it happen slowly and peacefully without stress. He explains that most people think they'll save whatever is left at the end of the month. But the truth is, nothing is ever left. Expenses always expand to fill your income. Ramit says, don't save what's left after spending, spend what's left after saving. The best way to do this is to make saving automatic. Here's how it works. Create separate savings accounts for each of your big goals. For example, one account for travel, one for emergency fund, one for future investments, and one for your long-term dreams like buying a home. Then set up automatic transfers from your main account every month. Even a small fixed amount, like 500 rupees or 1000 rupees, will start adding up over time. The beauty of this system is that you don't even feel the pinch. The money quietly moves into your savings before you even notice it. Months later, when you check, you'll see your goal slowly taking shape. You'll realize that your dream trip or big purchase is now actually possible because you planned for it instead of waiting for luck. Ramit says this method also removes guilt from spending. When you've already saved automatically for your future, you can enjoy your remaining money freely today. You know that your responsibilities are being handled in the background. He calls this process building your dream life quietly. You don't need to wait for a big salary or a miracle. You just need a small, consistent system that works without your daily effort. So his advice is simple: set it, forget it, and let it grow. Automatic saving is the easiest way to make your dreams come true, one quiet transfer at a time.
Chapter 9. Investing Made Simple. Ramit Sethi says that investing is not gambling, it's a long-term plan for freedom. Most people fear investing because they think it's too risky or complicated. They imagine it's something only rich people or experts can do. But Ramit breaks this myth completely. He explains that anyone, even with a small monthly amount, can start investing and grow wealth over time. He says the biggest mistake people make is waiting too long, trying to time the market, or constantly chasing the next hot stock. But in reality,
You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be consistent. The earlier and more regularly you invest, the more time your money gets to grow on its own. Ramit recommends starting with simple, low-cost options like index funds or mutual funds. These are groups of many companies bundled together, so your risk is spread out. You don't have to keep checking daily prices or worrying about the market's ups and downs. The goal is not to predict the future, it's to stay invested for the long run. He also reminds us that the market always has good and bad days, but in the long run, it usually grows. So don't panic if your investment value drops temporarily. Stay calm, stay invested, and let time do its magic. The power of compounding will grow your money quietly year after year. Ramit says the best investor is not the one who's smartest, but the one who's most consistent. Even small, regular investments can become huge over time if you stick with them. You don't need to check your portfolio every day. Just keep investing automatically and review it once in a while. He also encourages learning the basics. Understand what you're investing in and why. When you have knowledge, you won't panic easily. You'll see investing as a tool for building freedom, not fear. So his message is clear. Don't wait, don't guess, don't gamble. Just start and stay steady. Investing is not about getting rich overnight. It's about building wealth slowly, quietly, and confidently for the rest of your life.
Chapter 10. Understanding the Power of Compounding. Ramit Sethi calls compounding the quiet secret behind every rich person's success. It's simple, powerful, and almost magical. He explains that when you invest your money, it doesn't just earn interest. That interest itself starts earning more interest over time. This process repeats again and again, and that's how your wealth grows while you sleep. He says, most people underestimate how powerful compounding really is. Because in the beginning, the growth looks small. You might invest 1,000 rupees a month and see only a small return in the first few years. But after a while, the curve suddenly rises. Your money starts growing faster and faster. That's because compounding rewards patience, not speed. Ramit gives a simple example. If two people start investing 5,000 rupees a month, but one starts at age 25 and the other at 35, the one who started early will have double or even triple the amount by retirement, even if both invest the same monthly amount. Why? Because the early investor gave time for compounding to work its quiet magic. He says, the earlier you start, the less you have to invest later. That's why he keeps repeating, don't wait for the perfect time. The perfect time is now. Even if you start small, you're giving your money the one thing it truly needs, time. Ramit also warns against breaking the compounding cycle. If you stop investing or withdraw your money too early, you lose the biggest benefit, growth on growth. He says, let your money breathe. Don't touch it. Let it grow quietly. Compounding is like planting a tree. For the first few years, it looks small. But if you water it consistently, one day it gives shade, fruits, and security for life. So his message is simple but life-changing. Don't underestimate small beginnings. Every rupee you invest today can multiply into something big tomorrow, if you give it time. Wealth doesn't come from luck. It comes from patience, consistency, and the beautiful power of compounding.
Chapter 11. Designing Your Rich Life. Ramit Sethi says that being rich is not about having crores in the bank. It's about living a life that feels rich to you. Everyone has their own version of a rich life. For some people, it means traveling the world. For others, it might mean having time to spend with family, eating at their favorite restaurant every week, or simply living without financial stress. He explains that money is not the final goal. Money is a tool that helps you design the life you truly want. Unfortunately, most people never stop to ask themselves what rich actually means for them. They just follow what society says. Buy a house, get a car, earn more, and keep chasing. But this constant race doesn't lead to happiness. It only leads to exhaustion. Ramit encourages you to sit down and ask a powerful question. What does my rich life look like? Maybe it's having the freedom to work on something you love. Maybe it's helping your parents retire comfortably. Or maybe it's just being able to order food without checking the price first. Whatever it is, it's your personal definition, and it should guide your financial choices. He says, once you know your version of a rich life, your money decisions become easier. You stop comparing yourself to others, you start spending on what truly matters to you, and stop wasting money on things that don't. Every rupee then becomes a step toward your dream life, not someone else's. Ramit also reminds us that a rich life is not about perfection, it's about freedom and fulfillment. When you plan your money around your values, you create a life that feels calm, confident, and joyful. So his message is simple and inspiring. Don't copy someone else's idea of success. Design your own rich life, one that fits your heart, your values, and your dreams. Because in the end, true wealth is not about how much you earn, it's about how deeply you live.
Chapter 12. Negotiate Everything. Ramit Sethi says one of the easiest ways to grow your wealth is to simply ask for more. Most people are scared to negotiate. They feel shy, awkward, or afraid of rejection. But Ramit reminds us that everything in life is negotiable. Your salary, rent, phone bill, or even your credit card fees. When you learn to speak up confidently, you can save and earn thousands every single year. He explains that negotiation is not about fighting or arguing. It's about communicating your value and asking for what's fair. For example, when asking for a raise at work, don't just say, "I need more money." Instead, show proof. "Here's how I added value to the company this year." This kind of confident, respectful talk often gets positive results. The same rule applies to your bills and expenses. You can call your bank, internet provider, or phone company and say, "I've been a loyal customer for years. Is there any discount or better plan available?" You'll be surprised how often companies agree just because you asked politely. Ramit says that most people lose money not because they don't earn enough, but because they don't ask enough. We accept high prices, hidden fees, or low salaries because we think negotiation is rude or uncomfortable. But in reality, smart negotiation shows confidence and awareness, qualities that even employers respect. He encourages you to treat negotiation like a skill, something you can learn and improve. Practice it in small ways, like asking for a discount at a store or requesting better terms on a subscription. Over time, your confidence will grow, and so will your savings. Ramit's golden rule is, if you don't ask, the answer is always no. So never hesitate to negotiate for your job, your bills, or your dreams. One smart conversation can change your entire financial situation. In short, don't be afraid to speak up for your worth. Every rupee saved through negotiation is a step closer to your rich life, and you deserve it.
Chapter 13. Avoid lifestyle inflation. Ramit Sethi warns about one of the biggest traps that stop people from becoming truly rich: lifestyle inflation. It happens when your income increases, and instead of saving or investing more, you start spending more. Maybe you get a raise, and suddenly you buy a bigger phone, eat out more often, or book fancy vacations. Slowly, your expenses rise to match your income, and even though you earn more, you don't actually feel richer. Ramit says this is how most people get stuck in a never-ending cycle. They think, once I earn more, I'll save more. But when the extra money comes, they find new ways to spend it. This pattern keeps repeating, and savings never really grow. He advises that whenever your income increases, you should upgrade your lifestyle slowly, not instantly. For example, if you get a 10,000 rupee raise, don't start spending all of it. Instead, enjoy a small reward, maybe a nice dinner or something you've wanted,
but then direct the rest towards savings and investments. That way, your wealth grows while you still enjoy your success. Ramit's goal is balance. He doesn't say you should never spend. He says spend with awareness. Don't let every increase in income lead to automatic increase in spending. The smart move is to make your savings and investments grow along with your lifestyle. He reminds us that real wealth is built quietly. It's not about showing off. It's about having freedom. Freedom from money stress, freedom to make choices, and freedom to live on your own terms. So his simple rule is, when your income rises, let your rich life rise, not just your bills. Save more, invest more, and build long-term comfort instead of short-term pleasure. Because true richness comes not from spending everything you earn, but from using your money wisely so it works for you.
Chapter 14, Keep Learning About Money. Ramit Sethi says that money is not something you master once, it's something you keep learning throughout life. The world changes, new tools and opportunities come up, and your life goals also evolve. So if you want long-term success, you must keep improving your financial knowledge and habits. Most people make the mistake of thinking, once I start saving or investing, I'm done. But Ramit reminds us that financial growth is a lifelong process, just like health or fitness. You don't go to the gym once and stay fit forever. In the same way, you can't make one good financial decision and expect lifelong wealth. You have to stay aware, keep learning, and keep adjusting. He encourages you to read books, follow experts, and talk about money openly with friends or mentors. Learn about new investment options, better savings plans, and smarter ways to manage expenses. The more you learn, the more confident and in control you become. Ramit also says, never feel ashamed if you don't know everything about money. Most people were never taught this in school. The important thing is to start where you are and stay curious. Every bit of new knowledge adds up and helps you make better decisions in the future. He believes that a truly rich life is not only about having money, it's about understanding it. When you understand how money works, it stops controlling you. Instead, you control it and use it to build the life you want. So his advice is simple. Never stop learning. Read one article a week, listen to a finance podcast, or watch an educational video. Even 10 minutes a day can change your mindset completely. Because the more you learn about money, the more power you have over your financial future, and that's how you keep growing richer, wiser, and freer every single year.
Ramit Sethi ends his book with a simple but powerful message. Money is not meant to control you. It's meant to support you. You don't need to be born rich, have fancy degrees, or earn in lakhs to build a good life. What you really need is to start. Start managing, saving, and investing wisely. He says too many people wait for the perfect time to begin. When they'll earn more, when they'll understand everything, or when life becomes stable. But that perfect time never really comes. The right time to start is now. Even small steps, automating your savings, investing a little every month, or paying off one debt can slowly build a strong financial foundation. Ramit reminds us that wealth is not just about numbers in your bank account. True wealth is the freedom to live life on your terms. It's being able to spend time with family, take a break when you want, travel without guilt, or buy something you love without stress. That's what being rich truly means. Using money to live, not just to survive. He also encourages you to stop feeling guilty about spending on things that bring you joy. As long as you are saving, investing, and staying conscious, you can freely enjoy your money. It's not about being cheap, it's about being smart. So his closing thought is deeply inspiring. You don't have to wait to become rich. You can start creating your rich life today with whatever you have. Automate your money, make it work for you, and keep growing with confidence. Because in the end, money is not the goal. A life of peace, freedom, and purpose is.